Hello students, through this video we will start with the chapter Consumers Equilibrium. Starting with the chapter, the first concept we need to understand about is utility or utility analysis. So what actually utility means? It shows us the usefulness that a consumer obtains from any good, or we can also say that it is a measuring unit of the satisfaction level that a consumer obtains after consuming any commodity. Okay, for example, if we are consuming any of the commodity, let's say we are drinking a glass of water, so whatever satisfaction we derive from that will be known as the utility. Two types of utility are there. First one is cardinal utility. So this is basically that utility which we can measure in terms of numbers, okay, or which can be numerically measured. This is known as cardinal utility. Second is ordinal utility. So in ordinal utility, the satisfaction cannot be measured in terms of numbers. It can only be measured with the terms like more, less, like the stuffs. Okay, then kinds of utilities we see, mainly there are three types. First one is marginal utility. So these are the important things which you have to understand. Marginal utility, it means that whatever satisfaction that we are deriving after the consumption of one additional unit, that is known as the marginal utility. For example, let's suppose we are drinking one glass of water and we are getting some level of satisfaction. Then we are drinking the second glass of water. So the utility derived from the second glass of water will be our marginal utility. And after two glasses, if we are drinking the third glass of water, so the utility obtained from the third glass of water will be our marginal utility. Okay, so just that unit or that utility which is derived after the consumption of one additional unit. Total unit, total unit is the sum total of all the utils that we are getting after the consumption of good. For example, if we are eating 5 chocolates, then from all those 5 chocolates, whatever level of satisfaction we are getting, that will be our total utility. Average utility, it is simply the total utility that we have got divided by the number of total units. We will now see the law of diminishing marginal utility. So it states that whenever we consume any commodity continuously, the marginal utility derived from that commodity keeps on diminishing. Okay, for example, if we are drinking the first glass of water, we will get the maximum satisfaction. Let's say the satisfaction of 20 utils or 20 utility. But when we will drink the second glass of water, now the satisfaction level will decrease somewhat. Okay, we will get less than 20 satisfaction. Then we will drink the third glass of water. Now again the utility derived will decrease. Then fourth glass, and at one point it will be there that we will not want to drink any further glass of water. So it is a normal human tendency also that when we keep on consuming the same commodity again and again, the satisfaction level keeps on decreasing. And there comes a point that we no longer want to consume that commodity. So this is only the law of diminishing marginal utility. Okay. Now here also it is explained the same thing with the example of a bread, that what is marginal utility, how it keeps on decreasing, and what is total utility. Always remember that total utility always increases because we keep on adding all the utilities derived from different units of consumption. Okay, let us understand this from the given table and the diagram. Here is the diagrammatic representation of total unit and marginal utility. So always the diagram will be made like this only. The diagram which is made above upside, that represents the total utility. We can see that the total utility is increasing, and the below diagram shows us the marginal utility. So you can see that a straight line is going downwards, which shows us that the marginal utility is diminishing from starting only. In the given table also we can see the values, that the total utility is 0, then 70, then 110, 130. So it is increasing, okay. But marginal utility, from the units only you can see that 70, 40, 20, it keeps on decreasing from the after the first unit only. Now we will see the relationship between total utility and marginal utility. So as you have seen in the diagram, the MU curve, we can see that the MU is declining as the consumer consumes more and more of the commodity. Same thing we have seen in the law of diminishing marginal utility also, okay. Then the second relationship is that when total utility is maximum, then marginal utility is at 0. In diagram also you can see that the point where total utility is highest at its maximum, at that particular point marginal utility is equal to 0. After the total utility reaches its maximum point, it starts to decline, okay. And the point where TU, total utility, starts to decline, that is the time where marginal utility becomes negative. That can also be seen through the table and diagram also. So this was all about the utility analysis. Through this, we came to know about what is marginal utility, what is total utility, and what is the relationship between them. Now we will use this concept of utility to find out the consumer's equilibrium in the next video. Thank you.